Good evening, family. It's Sharonda here with the Red Couch Conversation. And as always, we're going to have the conversations as relevant to us. So today I am here with our future candidate for Warren County Commissioner.
Yes.
Yes, how are you?
Doing great.
Yes,
Doing
Miss
great.
Angelina herself. She's made it to the Red Couch, y'all.
Wow. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate this opportunity.
Oh, thank you for
Mm-hmm.
coming. It's an honor to be in your presence and sit here already, y'all. Look
Right.
at this. I'm telling you. And this is the type of leadership that we're gonna have in that seat. Okay, District One, and I'm understanding that is the west and east part of Warrenton.
That's a total
Okay,
one. Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right. So look, she's educating us already. So get ready
Wow.
for what's to come. All right. And I also know that you say you're a native of the county.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You moved away for a little bit, but just like a lot of us, we come home,
Came
right?
back. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more and tell our viewers exactly who you are. Like
Oh.
tell us about you.
I'm Angelina.
That's
Born in,
that's all.
yeah, born and raised in the Shaka community, down
Okay.
below Coley Springs Church, below
Okay.
South Warren School in that community, rural area.
Okay.
Went to South Warren Elementary
Okay.
School, went to Hawkins
Okay.
High School, ninth grade, and then
Okay.
10th grade, we integrated schools and
Okay.
went to John Graham.
John
I
Graham.
was
Okay.
involved in that group that was protesting and
Okay.
made some changes, I saw some changes that needed to be made. So
Okay.
back in 69, 70, when there
Okay.
was total integrations of the school, was going to the 10th grade.
Okay.
Because of our protests, we were expelled from school.
Oh wow.
And so, the people that were organizing and assisting us as students provided a program there at Kittrell Job Corps. So I finished from Kittrell Job
Okay.
Corps at the 10th grade. And
Okay.
then scholarships were made available to us to go to college.
Okay.
And I took advantage of that.
Good. Good.
Uh, what was it, Shaw University for a
Okay.
couple semesters
Okay.
in Durham College, but I didn't finish either. But
Okay.
I got experience, and then I went to Washington D.C. and worked. I went to Tulsa, Oklahoma, been
Wow.
to Greensboro, was away 20 years, and
Okay.
then in 91 I came back and
Okay.
just got back into the community.
Oh, look at
Yeah,
that. And we bring
wow,
all
all that
that experience
experience.
back home
Yeah,
to our people, right?
yeah.
And that's the beautiful thing about this. Sometimes you have to go out and get it and bring it back. And I like
Mhm.
that because a lot of us have done that. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
we may not get it all right here at one place, but we take that homegrown
Right.
knowledge and we bring that back and we want to serve.
Right.
And being a public servant is a great thing.
Yeah, I love it. We're born to serve,
That's right.
And I was privileged just yesterday to speak to about three classes at early college
Okay.
because it's Black History Month, and I
Okay.
shared my personal experience
Okay.
as a young Black girl in Warren County.
Okay.
And we didn't aspire to do much
Okay.
because what was available was limited,
Correct. Correct.
and I shared that when people graduated, blacks graduated, they were given a suitcase
Okay.
to leave the
To
community,
leave.
and to stay in the community, you didn't have a vision for anything
Oh,
beyond maybe
mm,
we had the shirt factory, we had some,
right.
manual labor.
Correct.
But leaving, it gives you an exposure to other opportunities
Okay.
you can take advantage of. And so once you see the opportunities, you want to come back and share it.
Right.
And
Right.
so, I'm back
You
with
back
some
and ready.
personal reasons, and I've
That's
been back
right.
longer than I was away, and it's
Yeah.
like I never left.
Right. Well, you know what? I've
Yeah,
always known you to be here. So
yeah,
guess what?
yeah.
I'm happy to be in your presence, like I said earlier, and just
Thank
knowing
you.
that
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna fill that seat. I know Miss Pierce, her decision not to return to it,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that she's left warm and ready for you.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
So
and I've worked with her,
correct.
as clerk to the board. I've worked with all the people that are in
Okay.
office now as
Okay.
commissioners. So I wouldn't have that learning curve that
Right.
someone fresh from the public, if elected, it takes maybe a year to 2 years to really
Correct.
learn your responsibility as commissioner. And if you're only serving a 4-year term, you only have 4 years of being very
Yeah.
effective. And so I feel like because I've had that experience, I
Okay.
can hit the ground running,
You can
so
hit
to
the ground
speak.
running.
Yeah.
All right. So
Hmm.
she packed that question with that answer with a lot to that one question.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I hope that you caught all that because
Hmm.
listen, what I got from that was, hey, I'm here to serve. I was born to serve. I'm here to come back. Not only did she leave and come back and bring back some experiences, but she's been here in the thick of it, in the
Hmm.
midst of it, serving as the clerk to the very board that now she's
You know,
that's
right. So look for me in November, but make sure you vote. Yeah.
okay. So the March ballot, she won't be on there, but in November you'll see her name.
Right.
And that's all that we ask is you review each candidate and you choose wisely for the person that's going to represent you. All right. So you said a lot. I had all this information here
Mhm.
about the years of service, not only as
Yeah.
a county clerk, but then to work in other parts of the county.
Yeah.
That makes it relevant for you to advocate for the very people that you work beside. And
Mhm.
those some of those
Right.
very people still there working.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Cause I. Mhm.
let me ask you this: what is your vision for the county?
Wow. My vision for the county is just to get the public more involved in county government,
Okay.
to get participate in public hearings, participate in commissioner meetings when there's opportunities to be on boards and committees,
Okay.
become active in that and let your voice be heard because government is for the people.
That's
You
right.
know, for the people, by the people,
That's
you know.
right. That's
And
right.
a lot of times you will elect someone and then you just trust them to know what you want
Mm.
and you're not involved. But there are opportunities. The county has about 30 different boards and committees
Okay.
that needs involvement from the public.
Okay.
And unfortunately, most of those committees, the same people are just reappointed year after year because no one steps up. Those when there are vacancies on these committees,
Okay.
it's advertised in the local paper. Um, and communication in rural areas is hard. So it's hard to
Correct.
get that information out
Yes.
into the community. So I'm asking you to be proactive and reactive. If you hear about something coming up, or if you know there's an opportunity, call your commissioner, call the county manager's office, call the different department, and
Okay.
inquire about what's there. But there are a lot of opportunities for the public to serve and become aware of what's going on,
Okay. Okay.
and it's through the county manager's office that this contact is done.
I mean, we're talking about someone who's educating us from day one.
Hmm.
You know, and I like that because a lot of what you said, I didn't even know.
Oh yeah.
But to hear you advocate for that. So part of that vision is making sure that we're involved,
Hmm.
we're aware, and that we're advocating. So we're gonna watch for this.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a great venture for
Right.
you.
And the vacancies on boards and committees are usually advertised on the county's website,
Mm-hmm.
and they're in the paper, and just call and find out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, one of my questions, I believe you've already answered, but I'm
Uh,
gonna ask it again.
Make
If you
it
want to,
clearer.
yeah,
Hmm.
if you want to elaborate on it.
Okay.
You know, what would you bring to the board?
What would I bring? Wow, experience. The average person that's a commissioner has not worked as a county employee.
Correct.
Now, I don't know if I'm the first, but I believe I'm the first
Okay.
employee that's retired and
Okay.
then become a commissioner. And
Okay.
so I've worked with social services
Mm-hmm.
for a year and a half in the emergency energy program. I was working in Henderson part time, and I wanted to be in Warren County, you
Right.
know. And so a lady that was in my church told me about the emergency energy program,
Okay.
which is a 3 month job, you know,
Right.
full time for 3 months. But
Right.
I took the initiative to take that 3 month
Mm-hmm.
assignment, and it turned into a year and a half.
Right. Right.
Right. And because of my work ethic, you know,
Good.
I'm Warren
Good.
County native and I was taught to work. So I worked
Serve the
faithfully.
county.
And
Serve
for
the county.
social service, I was there a year and a half, serving a department. I can't recall what the name of the department was, but
Okay.
it was very beneficial to me and to social service. Then after that, a position of administrative assistant came open in emergency services.
Oh.
I got that job. I was there for 4 years. I
Okay.
took search and rescue training. I became familiar with emergency response and the EMS and the
Okay.
emergency response agencies. I'm familiar with all the fire departments, and
Okay.
they were very instrumental in getting me many signatures. And I want to thank the area fire departments that I visited, and they made sure that their members signed.
Oh, good.
um, I became familiar with different groups and committees, and then 4 years with emergency services. And then after that, the clerk to the board position became
Okay.
open.
Okay.
I applied for that and was hired in 94, no, 98 as
Okay.
clerk to the board. And that's where I retired from in
20 something years. Yeah.
2021.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
And
Right.
so that was about between social services as a temporary employee to clerk, that was 28 and a half years, I believe. Yeah.
That's longevity.
Yeah.
That's somebody who knows the county. That's somebody who knows what the inside, the intel that's
Mm-hmm.
going to carry this forward. So when we're looking at that November ballot, we're going to look at experience. We're going to look at longevity, dedication, all of that with Ms. Dunlap. So we're going to keep talking here,
Right,
okay?
because after all the experience, I felt like I can't just go home and sit down on all this,
Oh no,
because I've made contacts in the area, in the state, and
that's right.
some on national level, and I want to take advantage of that.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay. So I wrote down here what was the key principles of your campaign. And I've heard a lot of principles, but I just want you to restate them for our viewers because I want them to hear from you.
Okay. Well, the key principle is that government is a community thing.
Okay.
And the biggest thing that's talked about is economic development. We need jobs, we need industry, and we agree. And I've been appointed to the EDC board, been on that board since August, and you don't realize the activity that takes place
Correct.
through economic development because most of what they do is confidential.
Correct.
Because there's stiff competition. We're now competing internationally.
Correct.
When there's a job or if there's a business, they're looking international. And so a lot that's done with economic development is confidential. So the public doesn't see the effort going into attracting business, but there is much effort going into attracting business. The Economic Development Office is two people, but economic development is a county-wide responsibility. Every citizen, I believe, is on the Economic Development Board because when a business is coming into the area, they're looking at infrastructure. They're looking at water and sewer. They're looking at internet, and the county has gotten funds to expand the internet availability, high speed, very important. They're looking at the school system. They're looking at recreation because the job market is young folk with children. And so they need something to do on the weekends and, activities and recreation and social time for themselves, for mom and dad, and for kids. So that's very important, the educational system. And then our community has to work on our community pride. We have to become more aware of what's going on because if there is a scout, a business might send someone to our community to just get the feel of the community, and they might walk in the grocery store and strike up a conversation and ask you what's going on in Warren County. So it's very important what we say about our own county, and then it's very important what we feel about our county and how our county looks. And so the Litter Sweep program that's sponsored twice a year is very important to keep our streets and our roads clean and just becoming involved. Our public involvement in economic development is essential. So our population is what? About 19,000 now. So economic development is a 19,000 member council because each one of us plays a part in attracting business. It's not just a two-person office.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that goes to say that we're all held accountable for what happens here in Warren County. So my last question here is that for the undecided voter who may not be familiar with your work, what would you say to them?
Wow. Well, I would say that as clerk to the board, I brought some changes. I did radio program. I started a radio program once a week, just touting the different departments and what's available for the public. We tried to make it easier for you to get to the department you needed rather than calling from place to place. Our impetus was to make sure that even if you call the wrong department, we would get you in touch with the right person. So making county government user friendly and just reaching out, instead of making you do the work, we do the work and assist you. Yeah.
So for your undecided voters out there, take the time, read the information out there, talk to your candidates, get to know what they have to offer. But I promise you, you want somebody with the longevity, with the knowledge, the know-how, somebody who's been close enough to the board itself to know how this is going to. I can't influence who you vote, but I would tell you this: you want somebody who is going to work hard with you, alongside you, and for the county that we are here to serve and love, this is a great candidate to consider.
Thank you.
Now,
Hmm.
Miss Dunlap, I know that you got family here and there and everywhere.
All over the
Um,
place.
you make appearances a lot of places. You're busy. I said that when we started. She's busy, busy, busy. And because she's so busy, I know for a fact that she's going to carry that into that office. So, District 1, this is your representative. But Warren County, that board of 5, those seats are opening up. Let's go ahead and cast our vote in November.
Right.
Okay? Is there anything else you want to say to the
Well,
people?
I just encourage you to get involved in your local government. Come to the commissioners meeting the first Monday of each month, unless it's a holiday. And usually, if it's a holiday, then the meeting is on the second Monday. And then every other month, unless the schedule has changed, because I've been retired for 3 years now, but every other month on third Wednesday, there's a work session where the commissioners go through different details and review. And government is for you. And so get involved, become familiar, and call your commissioner and become familiar with them so that they can know what your desires are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And here at Riddick Events, we always say, come talk to us before you talk yourself out of your next event. Whether it's a desire to start a business, to travel, to get that resume review, or to get out here and say, hey, I'm campaigning for a seat on the county commissioners board. Whatever it is, we're here to help. We're here to help develop you. We're here to help to enhance your growth. Come talk to us. Have a good night.
And I thank you for this interview.
Oh, you're welcome.
Definitely.